What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every single day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and the Dow Jones. If you guys are interested in a place to hang out, learn about, and talk about crypto, there's a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. Let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, none of that. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it and always remember this is my opinion, not yours. This is going to be a really quick video. We're not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but I'm going to show you where I think price is headed. Let's first take a quick look at the news headlines. Market wrap: traders buy the dip as Bitcoin hovers 9,000. Bitcoin crashes under 9,000 as sudden sell-off surprises communities. How this billionaire-backed crypto startup gets paid to not. I'm not sure what that's about. Bitcoin drops below 9,000. Strong rejection at 10,000. Don't buy Bitcoin, says wealth executive. So blah, blah. Sounds a little more bearish in the news. And all them permabulls seem to be getting really bullish right now. The permabulls actually seem to be getting very bearish right now. They're starting to change their tune now. The same guys that were screaming that we were going to blow through 10.5 or whatever. But we'll possibly get a little correction back up. But I think we're going to continue down. And I'll show you my targets. But fear and greed index, we're at 42. Dropped 7 points from yesterday. So we're back in the fear zone, out of the neutral zone. One thing I want to point out, guys, and I'm going to show you how I still think it's possible. And don't take me as saying that it's going to happen for sure. I'm explaining to you why it is possible. It's still a possibility that we hit down the $3,500 range. I still think it's possible. For those of you that believe in gaps, probably believe it a little more. I don't necessarily believe gaps have to be filled. I know people are saying but only the dailies have to fill, but I do want to point out there is a 4-hour gap right here at about 35.70 on the CME futures. And you can say that the 4 hours don't fill. Like I said, everybody's got different opinions on it. I'm not a firm believer in it, but there is not any 4-hour gaps that have not been filled. So just keep that in mind. I'll show you another reason that it matches up with some other stuff. All right, looking at the monthly, we have these two trend lines right here. We have a support. Well, it was support line up at 93.40, and I've been saying if we close the monthly above this, it's going to be pretty bullish. If we close in the middle, we're still in the neutral zone, and the bottom line is 85.50. If we close the monthly below this, guys, it's going to be pretty damn bearish. As of right now, the 55 EMA on the monthly is about 5,400. As you guys know, that has been a target of mine for a long time. We'll talk about that. If you guys want to support the channel, this is my wife's webpage, inkyyourimage.com. There's links to it below, along with some other affiliate links that give you some deals and stuff. So check them out. Like I said, easy way to support the channel. Let's look at the weekly. And if you guys are interested in trading, I'll leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. I love Prime XBT for trading, Bitcoin, Forex, commodities. You could trade a lot of stuff on there. There's also a new thing on there, Covest. It's still in the beta, but you can invest in, trade alongside of other traders. But if you use my Savy code or my promo code Savy50, you get 50% on top of your deposit, whatever you deposit, up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy25 will get you 25% off your fees. Now, that the bonus that they put on top of your deposit doesn't mean you can withdraw it. They're not going to give the money away, but you can use that toward your margin trading. Always remember, be extremely careful if you are trading. Don't trade high leverage. Use your stop losses. Use good money management. And don't put in more than you're willing to lose. But let's look at the weekly. So look at this trend line that we've been watching forever. The weekly, the top of that trend line, everybody has been saying we wicked through. We did not wick through. Use the wicks. Quit using the damn bodies. If we break 10,460, I believe we're bullish then. I don't think we're going to do it. Another thing we've been looking at is this falling. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. This falling broadening wedge in yellow. And if we're able to break that 10.4, my target would be about 16,000, because the measured move of that, if you look at it as a wedge, and we are getting support on it now, we wick down through its support, but I honestly think this line's invalidated. But until we break back and open and close a candle below it, I'll still keep it valid. But the target there would be about 16,000. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but if we pass the 10.4, then it's a possibility. I do have lower targets down here. First of all, there's the 200 EMA on the weekly is around 5,500. We have this bottom trend line here. If we were to come down within the next couple weeks to retest that, would be 4,570. I'm not saying these are coming, guys, but I'm saying they're possible. And I do want to show you the possibility of that gap fill. But in the very worst case scenario, we come test the bottom of this trend line again at around the $1,000 to $1,200 range. Again, don't think it's going to happen. Just wanted to point it out. This is the weekly RSI that we had been watching. And the RSIs are going to be key. So stick around. When we look at the daily and the 4 hour, there's a lot of clues of what's going on. So on the weekly here, we're most likely going to come down and at least retest this. And if we break through, bearish case, really bearish case scenario, possibly that gap fill. If we get a bounce off here, we could be all right. That, you know, depending on maybe the $8,000 range, but we'll take a look at it and see where it's headed. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, just kind of give you my targets as of right now. We had been watching this rising broadening wedge. For those of you that haven't seen this, we broke down back over here in March, came back up to test it. We didn't quite tag it, so I thought there might still be a possibility to get a quick one up to 10.5 and back down. I think that's less likely now. I do think we're eventually going to break this bottom trend line here, and the measured move, if we were to break out, you know, today or tomorrow, would be around 65 to about 6,600. As you can see, these white numbers here, these are Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high here, this being the 0.236 at 86.28. And most likely we're going to come down and test that, guys, and that would be a break of this wedge. If we do, I think we would get a bounce here, come back up, I'm sorry, not wedge, rising channel, and retest the rising channel before continuing down to our lower targets. Right now here in the daily, we are above the 21 EMA. The 13 EMA right now is around 9,300, 9,350, right in that range. We could get a run up to there, and I'll show you that in the RSI too before continuing down, but I still think we're going down. I do want to show you also this $3,400 target, which would go down and close that gap. Now, if anybody longed right here, they're going to have their stops right under this wick. So that would be a perfect spot for a stop hunt. Again, guys, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just showing you the possibilities and things that point towards it happening. Let's look at Fibonacci extension on here. We go from the swing high to the swing low, back up to this tip here, and look for the 1-to-1 extension, and that is right there. It's actually right around 3,400. Like I said, that would make a lot of sense if we came back down and this was a stop hunt to pick up all them stops before continuing up. So keep that in mind. That's a damn good possibility, guys, of what may be happening. One of the main supports down here too is also right around the 7,700. It's been support and resistance for an extremely long time. If that's to break, then we're looking at the 6,900, which is the 0.5 fib of this swing low to swing high from here. And then the golden retracement zone is right between 6,050, 6,250. I still see us coming down to these levels. A 54, we've been watching that forever. And then the 0.786, 5,100. But I still think eventually, guys, we're going to see ourselves back down here. I'll let you know if it changes. That's why you subscribe to the channel for daily updates every single day. Make sure you hit the like button, leave your comments down below. And when you subscribe, make sure you tick the notification bell and hit all so it notifies you when I post videos. Now let's move on to the RSI. So yesterday, if you watched the video, I had said this rising wedge right here, rising broadening wedge. If we closed the daily below that, that was going to be bearish. That's exactly what we done. It's not looking good for the bulls, guys. We may come up and retest this RSI. And like I said, that could be within the next couple days. Again, this is daily. It could be today, it could be the next couple days, but that'll probably be around that, the 13 and the 8 EMA around the 93 to 9350 range, maybe even 9400 before coming down. But that would match up pretty good for that. And also, if we look at the 4-hour, let's take a look at what happened yesterday. And we had a measured move of this triangle, and if you look at it, that was just the measure of the width here to where we broke down. That measurement actually was 87.55. We got to bounce a little before that at around the 8800. Looks like we're still going to come back down and break this eventually, guys. Everybody's like, I get some serious rude comments from the bulls saying that, this is so bullish as it's ever been. Guys, look at it. It's ready for a correction, if not way further down. I mean, look what happens every time we have a run like that. That's not how market bottoms, guys. My opinion, not yours. Let's look at the RSI real quick. Now, like I showed you on the daily RSI, we may come back up and retest that breakout. Well, that'll give the 4-hour RSI time to reset. 4-hour could come back up here, and that being that 30 or 9350, 9400. But then, this RSI can reset way up within the next couple days and make room for more room down while the 4-hour goes up and retests that. So keep that in mind. That's how the RSIs work. I might make a longer video on just RSIs sometime because that's my favorite indicator by far. Most of you guys know that. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at, guys. Those are my targets as of right now. I still think we're continuing down. Litecoin, we have been talking about the same thing for quite some time. The rising channel. We are down below it now. We're actually down below all our EMAs. Looking pretty ugly, guys, unless we get a nice swift move up. We could come up and retest this Fibonacci retracement at 236 one more time around the 4483, which would also be testing the bottom of that channel again. The measured moves of that, guys. Keep in mind, if we break this blue trend line here, and it's off of these wicks up here, guys. If we break this blue trend line, then we turn bullish. And right now it's around $50 range, somewhere in there. And then we're looking at these targets. But as of right now, I'm still looking for more downside, guys. And this is the measured move of the breakout of this channel, right around the $30 range, which is 0.786. We also have the golden retracement up here, which is most likely at least where we go. Around between the $33 and $35 range. I'd be looking for at least a bounce there. Let's look at the RSI. And this is the 4-hour. I only look at the 4-hour on Ethereum and Litecoin just to keep the videos shorter. But we have broken out of this rising broadening wedge. Looks like we may come up, get a retest before continuing down. But either way, I see us continuing down. And a retest of that would match up with a retest right around the $45 range, about $44 range to $45 range would be retesting this trend line again. Ethereum, same thing. We're broken out of the rising channel. We're looking at this, and I said it was doubtful, but a measured move of that, if it was a broadening wedge and we didn't break back down in here, which we have, would have been up to the 250 range. And right now, we did come down below it. We're back above it now, but we are getting resistance at all my EMAs right here. It's looking pretty bearish, guys. Let's look at the RSI. Same thing, RSI, we broke out of our channel, broke out of our rising wedge. We could possibly come back up, retest this channel, which would be retesting the bottom of this rising channel. It could be up to our 0.618, 214 possibly. I don't think it's likely. Maybe 210, somewhere in there, if we are able to manage to get up here, but it's still looking super bearish, guys. Any way you look at it. And if we look at move this over, this rising channel, which obviously we've broken out of, the measured move from where we broke out over here was right in our golden pocket zone between 138 and 142. Our 0.786 is at 119. Again, if Bitcoin does a huge drop, we could be seeing a $47 Ethereum if it does the same thing that I believe Bitcoin's going to do. And Litecoin possibly back down to the $22 range, somewhere in there. I'm going to go ahead and put a target there, where we bottomed out in 2007 or 18. Somewhere in that range, and that would be a stop hunt from this wick, just like Ethereum would be a stop hunt from this wick. Not a guarantee, guys, but it's definitely something to look at and keep in mind. Pre-markets on the Dow, actually 4 minutes they open by the time this video is up. Dow is looking like it wants to move up today. This is what we've been watching on the daily. Looking for a possible retest of this 200 EMA on the daily at 25.6. We are above our EMAs as of right now. If we break back down below the 55 EMA, which is at 24.1, then we're most likely headed down. We break the support again. But I still believe it's a good possibility we come up, tag this before continuing down. But here's my targets just from this move here. 21.7 and 21.1. I do believe we'll be hitting them within the next, maybe beginning, middle of next month sometime. I do have much lower targets. You could check my videos from a couple of weeks ago. I go into more detail about it. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. And tick that notification bell and hit the all button. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Also, share the video if you get anything good out of them and you want to share them. Thanks, guys. I'm out.